Your super fund sends you a glossy statement every year, but what it doesn't tell you is whether the product you're in ever failed Australia's official performance test. Since 2021, 14 MySuper products have flunked APRA's annual test, Treasury 2024 consultation paper, APRA being the regulator that oversees your super, and 13 of them have quietly exited the market. The question is simple and uncomfortable. Were you in one of them? Here's the scope. Around 800,000 super accounts have already been forced out of due products and into better funds, Treasury 2024. That's a lot of Australians who had no idea their fund was failing. Today I'm giving you 3 moves. Check whether your fund ever failed the test, compare its returns and fees against the best, and fix any underperforming platform option you're stuck in. Each one is free, and each takes under 20 minutes. Let's land the number. 14 MySuper products, covering roughly 800,000 accounts, have failed APRA's annual performance test since 2021, and 13 of those have exited or announced plans to exit Treasury 2024 consultation paper. But here's the part nobody tells you. Failing the test is the obvious problem. The bigger, quieter problem is the products that pass the test by the skin of their teeth and keep draining your money for decades. 3 moves. Check if your fund ever failed. Compare your returns and fees against the best. And fix any platform option that's quietly dragging you down. Free, under 20 minutes each. So, how does the test actually work? Every year, APRA, the regulator overseeing your super, takes each product and compares its net investment performance against a benchmark built from its own asset mix, usually over 8 years. It also checks the fees against the median. If a product's net return falls more than half a percentage point per year below its benchmark, APRA 2025, it fails. Fail, and the fund must write to you within 30 days. Fail twice in a row, and it's closed to new members. Now, 0.5% a year sounds trivial. It is not. Picture 2 workers, each starting with $50,000 at age 30. Adding $7,500 a year for 30 years. One sits at the 7% benchmark. The other underperforms by just 0.5% at 6.5%. That tiny gap compounds. Over 30 years, it cuts the end balance by 10 to 12%. Roughly $75,000 to $90,000 Treasury 2024 threshold. Illustrative modelling gone on a $750,000 retirement target. Now the second layer. And this is the sneaky one. Millions of Australians are in trustee-directed products on platforms often put there by an advisor or a wrap account. These products technically pass the test, but they cluster just above the fail line. In 2025, APRA assessed 563 products. 7 platform trustee-directed products failed APRA 2025. But more tellingly, over 40% of platform products with a 10-year history show significant investment underperformance, APRA 2025, even without formally failing. Here's what that costs. Morningstar found the typical platform product return minus 0.26% a year on the test versus plus 0.19 for MySuper and plus 0.29 for non-platform products. Morningstar 2025. That's a gap of around 0.5% every single year. On a $750,000 trajectory, that drag could quietly cost you $60,000 to $75,000 over 30 years. Morningstar 2025, illustrative modelling, and you'd never get a single warning letter. Now, a myth that stops people acting. The myth, my fund passed the test, so I'm fine. The fact, passing is the flaw, not the goal. Clearing the line just means you scraped above minus 0.5%. Products sitting right at that line still cost members tens of thousands over a career. Compare against the top performers, not the pass mark. Stack the 2 problems together. On one side, being in a failed or near-failed product at the 0.5% line costs up to $90,000. Treasury 2024, illustrative modelling. On the other, a 1% platform drag costs up to $150,000. Morningstar 2025, illustrative modelling. Combine them and a typical mid-career worker risks over $100,000 in lost retirement savings, purely from product choice. Let me make this real. Meet Sarah. She's 37, A human resources manager earning $95,000 a year with $120,000 in super. Most of it is in her employer's default, MySuper, but $40,000 sits in a platform product a previous advisor put her into. She has 30 years until retirement and she's never once checked any of it. Here's what Sarah found. Discovery 1. 800,000 accounts have been moved out of dud funds and into better ones, Treasury 2024. Digging into the Treasury list, Sarah realised her current MySuper fund had actually absorbed one of the 14 failed products after a merger. So she'd been rescued without knowing it, being merged into a benchmark level fund instead of staying in a product losing 0.5% a year preserved roughly $75,000 to $90,000 over her career. Illustrative modelling. Discovery 2. And this one stung. Her $40,000 platform slice sits in the segment where the median test return is minus 0.26% a year versus plus 0.19 to plus 0.29 for MySuper and non-platform funds, Morningstar 2025. That means she's giving up around 0.5% every year. On that $40,000 over 30 years, that's roughly $5,000 to $7,000 lost, illustrative modelling, for doing nothing wrong except trusting an old advisor. Discovery 3 is the most unsettling. APRA warns that over 40% of platform trustee-directed products with a 10-year history show significant investment underperformance, APRA 2025. Sarah ran the worst case if her entire $120,000 were trapped in such an option, delivering 1% a year less for 30 years. Her final balance could be 15 to 20% lower. On a $750,000 target, that's $110,000 to $150,000 gone. Illustrative modelling. Not from a market crash, just from product choice. Put it all together for Sarah, and the headline is brutal. Staying in a failing or barely passing platform product instead of switching to a strong MySuper or non-platform fund could cost her over $100,000 across 30 years. Treasury 2024, Morningstar 2025, illustrative modelling. That's not a personal projection, it's modelling grounded in APRA's own 0.5% fail rule. But the direction is undeniable. So, could this be you? 3 signs. 1. You've never looked up your fund on APRA's performance test results. 2. You don't actually know whether you hold a platform or wrap option. 3. You were put into a product by an advisor years ago and haven't touched it since. If any of those ring true, the next 3 moves take under an hour and they're all free. 3 moves, let's do them. Move 1. Check whether your fund ever failed the test. Go to APRA's website and open the latest superannuation performance test results. Look for the current year. Download the product list, hit Control F, and search for your fund name and your product name, whether that's a MySuper, a balanced option, or a platform option. Then read the result column for every year it appears. If it ever says fail, especially twice, that's your signal. Here's the how. Step 1. Open the latest APRA performance test results release. Step 2. Download the list and search your fund and product name. Step 3. Check the result column and note whether any fail was a first time or a consecutive one. What good looks like. Your product shows pass every single year it appears. Move 2. Compare your returns and fees against the best performers. Use the ATO's Your Super comparison tool, an official government website that lists every MySuper product, its net returns over 7 to 8 years, and its annual fees. Type in your fund, find your product, then sort by performance and by fees to see exactly where you rank. If you're in the bottom quartile or paying above median fees, you've found your problem. This is general information, not personal advice. The how. Step 1. Log into MyGov, link your ATO account, and open the Your Super tool. Step 2. Search your fund's name or ABN to find your MySuper product. Step 3. Sort by performance and by fees to see how you stack up. What good looks like. Above median net returns and fees at or below the median. Move 3. Find and fix any underperforming platform or choice products. Grab your latest statement and list the exact names of any choice, wrap or platform options. They're often labelled trustee-directed products. Then open APRA's annual performance test tables for trustee-directed products and search each one to see if it passed, failed, or only just scrape through? If it failed or sits in that underperforming platform segment, it's time to act. The how. Step 1. List every platform or wrap option from your statement. Step 2. Search APRA's trustee-directed product tables for each name. Step 3. If one failed or lags, contact your fund or advisor and request a switch to a stronger MySuper or non-platform option. What good looks like? Mostly in MySuper or non-platform products, which had a 0% fail rate. Why now? Because the test is tightening fast. In 2021, the Your Future. Your Super test launched for MySuper products. In 2023, APRA extended it to trustee-directed products, and 25% of platform products failed versus just 4% of non-platform ones. Treasury 2024. By 2025, all 52 MySuper and all 374 non-platform products passed, but 7 platform products still failed APRA 2025. The pressure is mounting, but plenty of laggards remain open. Don't wait for a letter that may never come. After you act, verify it's stuck. You should see your product marked pass in every year it appears on APRA's tables. Confirm your fee is at or below the median on the Your Super tool. And if you requested a switch, check your very next statement actually shows the change went through. Everything here comes from Treasury, APRA, and Morningstar. The real test results and consultation papers. All the links are in the description below so you can check your own fund tonight. So now you know how to check if your super failed APRA's test, compare it properly, and fix any platform laggard. Next week, is the default insurance inside your super quietly draining your balance? If this saved you from a quiet $100,000 mistake, subscribe because we read the fine print so you don't have to.